Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Connor Rose, and this is the Nerdic Gods podcast, episode 20.
Mhm, mhm.
7? Is it 9, Daniel? Is it
It's 9,
209?
yeah.
It's
Mhm.
209. That's the
Yeah,
best
'cause
number.
well, we have to think last week was our 4-year anniversary.
Okay, okay.
So you have to do
So
50
209 weeks later, we're
52
here.
times 4.
Wow, I
Yeah,
could never do that. Even if you gave me
okay.
like an hour. Couldn't do that.
You could just do some basic math.
209, best number. Shout out to Stockton,
Mhm.
California.
What does
Daniel,
that
we're
mean?
here. That's their area code number. So these fighters,
What's
Nick and Nate Diaz, you might have heard of them, but
Oh,
they're
yeah, I
from
know that.
Stockton, California, and their favorite thing to
Yes.
do when they're in the middle of a fight, slap a motherfucker, and then they go Stockton, motherfucker, and then they'll like
What?
say 209 randomly somewhere. I don't know. It's just what they do. It's great.
Is that what everyone does in Stockton?
Yeah. I guess people just walk around in Stockton. It's like Yakuza when you're in Stockton. You know, you gotta get in a fight with literally everyone on the street, and then they just go Stockton, motherfucker, and they slap you.
Okay. Didn't know that was a thing.
It's a thing. Daniel, busy week in video games. Let me fucking tell you.
I mean, it's literally after the show last week, it has been I think everything has just been on fire.
Yeah, it's
The industry's
it's
on fire.
it's pretty. It really is. I mean,
It
we
hasn't
we
stopped
have
being on
had
fire.
some incredible news weeks to start off 2024. I will say, like
I mean,
it's
on
been
all of
fucking
last year.
great. Last year was
The
great
industry's
too,
just
but just
been
like
on.
this year thus far, we got the developer direct, then we got the state of
Mhm.
play, we had some other cool shit going on. Now we got all this.
Layoffs.
I mean, layoffs are gonna be the story of the fucking year. All right, but Daniel, it has been a busy week in the world of video games. Let's get right into this.
Oh yeah, I'm ready to start throwing some hands. You know what I mean?
Throw some hands. You best get ready. The internet has been set ablaze with rumors that Xbox is making its first-party games multi-platform. Strong rumors from a couple weeks ago that Hi-Fi Rush and Sea of Thieves are coming to PlayStation and Nintendo Switch in the very near future. We're actually just the beginning, and now multiple other outlets are reporting that games like Starfield, Indiana Jones, and Gears of War will be making their way to PlayStation soon. With no word yet from Xbox, we're left to speculate on what is happening. Daniel, Phil said
Yeah.
last week that, oh no, he said this week that he'll be making some sort of business statement next week, some sort of
About their
video
strategy.
package about the strategy. Daniel, what are your high level thoughts on all this thus far?
Yeah, I was gonna say, how do you want to tackle this? You just want to go overall
There's so many
thoughts?
different angles we could go.
No.
I guess
Yeah.
I kind of want to
So I
like keep
guess
it like base level for right
okay.
now, because I feel like the big thing with this man is like everyone's just speculating, and anyone that tells you they know what the fuck is like going on or they could tell you exactly what's gonna happen, they don't know shit. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Except for us, we
yeah,
know
except
exactly.
for us, we know exactly what we're talking about. But like, it's just funny seeing things like this and seeing so many people being like, "Oh, I know what's going on. I know what's happening. I'll tell you the trajectory. This is all going." It's like, no one really knows shit.
Yeah.
Daniel,
Um.
tell me what you know.
So high level thoughts. Um. This, I guess, in a way, isn't like the most surprising thing, right? Like they have been very clear in their messaging of wanting more people to be playing their games anywhere they are, or even anywhere Game Pass is. So I guess that's more specific where Game Pass is, but they want their games to be everywhere and be played by the billions of people that are around the world, and not necessarily the whatever. What's the number, like 250 million
Oh
console
yeah,
players
that
or
they
something?
say. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Xbox is trying to breach that and push to the mobile people, to just the people that aren't gaming, the different countries that don't game as much and that are becoming more gaming. Like India and Africa and Brazil and stuff like that. But yeah, this doesn't necessarily surprise me. We could definitely start breaking it down. There's a lot to break down here, but yeah, I'm not shocked by it, but I definitely want more clarity on exactly what this means if this is the case.
Sure. Yeah. So I guess my high level thoughts is I'm not shocked by it either. I think we all could have seen a path where it was going this direction. I don't think we were all thinking it would happen this quickly,
Hmm.
them going completely multi-platform or however many weeks and months it's going to be between game releases on other consoles and stuff like that. But I guess for what I think is actually happening, you know, a big thing was made about about Xbox now being, I think, the third leader in revenue for Microsoft as a whole. Like, you know, between all
after
their
the
sub
Activision
businesses
Blizzard.
and stuff with like, yeah, after Activision Blizzard purchase, Xbox jumped way up. It was like 10% of Microsoft's actual income, then it jumped way up to now it's the third under Windows and whatever else
They
Microsoft
passed
ranks.
Windows, I think, right?
Did it, I think
I think
Windows is still one above it. What
okay.
I guess it doesn't matter. It's not really
Yeah,
pertaining to video games, but yeah, whatever. There's
it
two
shot
above
up.
it still. I
Yeah.
know that. Yeah, so it shot way up. And so what might have happened there is Microsoft execs looking at that and being like, "Oh, Call of Duty just did this for us," you know, and then they're like, "Huh?" And that's on every console.
We
Well,
make
why?
more.
Yeah, can we make more? Why the fuck aren't we just doing that for everything if we're now making this much money on it? So what might have really happened is Microsoft execs just getting in there and like actually taking a deep look at Xbox and being like, "Huh?
And
I
we have a
wonder."
lot to talk about here
I
because I
I
got
feel like we could make a lot more money here. You know?
yeah. I definitely have some things to poke at with what you just said too, though.
Sure. And you know, I think that can be good and bad from different standpoints. So
Mhm.
anyways, I think if that happened, then let's say they were like, okay, well let's go ahead and just make everything we got multi-platform and we'll just slowly roll that out, right? And so then you lead from that and it just can go down so many different paths, I think, you know, from there. Like there's so many ways this can end up going. Is it just gonna stay, you know, for a little while? I think for a little while it will stay first party games coming to PlayStation, Switch months later, maybe even a year later, whatever, however long the time frame wants to be. I think certain things will come day and date still. Like I think Activision Blizzard at this point, all those games, even if it's not just Call of Duty, will probably come day and date to PlayStation or Switch or whatever, if the next Switch can run it. I don't know, a lot of questions there. Then I think it seems like Bethesda and ZeniMax have wanted to be on everything since they've been purchased by Xbox. Those are the rumors at least going around. So I think those will come pretty quickly. Like I think you're looking at like a 6 month time frame. And then I think the actual Xbox first party, you know, your Hellblades, Avowed. Yeah, I guess Avowed would fit in that. I think they'll try to keep those exclusives for the time being. But like I said, I think I could go down many paths from that direction. I guess that's sort of my high level thoughts, and we can keep going from there.
Okay. Yeah. The thing I wanted to poke at the most
Yeah.
is what you were talking about with like Microsoft execs. So do you think that this is just theorizing? Do you think this was a Satya Nadella saying this, or do you think Phil had something to say about this?
I mean, I certainly think Phil had something to say about this, but I think ultimately it was probably that guy's call, Sati.
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, it was probably his call, and not just his. I mean, all the Microsoft
Do you
execs,
think that
right?
he? I guess what I'm saying is, do you think that Satya forced Phil's hand?
Yeah,
Like Phil didn't want this, but
I don't think Phil
they
wants this.
wanted that.
This just doesn't, because what have we been told over and over again? And like, maybe I'm getting too far now, but like, we've been told that Xbox main focus for years now is Game Pass. They want Game Pass subscribers. And what was the big thing from the leaks, you know, when that thing came out of how they were going to get those Game Pass subscribers? It was still a vast majority on console, right? They wanted to hit 100 million Game Pass subscribers by 2030. 60 million of those were from consoles. This is inevitably going to hurt your console sales, you know? And then I guess we can get into will Game Pass go on Switch and PlayStation and stuff like that. But if it doesn't, this is going to hurt your Game Pass sales, putting games
Hmm.
multi-platform. And so I don't know. And I can also see a direction where like, yeah, it's not day and date right now, but when do games sell the most? They sell the most on the first day, the first week, right?
First week,
Yeah,
yeah, 2 weeks
by far,
immediately.
by far. It's not even close. Like it's like you see literally 50% of the total lifetime sales sold within the first week of majority of games.
Yeah, there's too many games. Games are going too quick. People are just buying
And
them and then they're moving on.
exactly, and that doesn't necessarily cross over when it already releases on one platform. It does. You are leaving a little bit of money on the table. I don't know how much, but you are leaving a little bit of money on the table if you don't launch day and date. You know, like people lose interest. It's not in the zeitgeist. The game isn't being talked about constantly, so people move on. They forget about the game or they just play later. You know, so I don't know. I know I threw a lot out right there, so maybe I'm jumping a little bit ahead of myself, but yeah, I
Okay,
don't.
there's a lot to
There's
talk about
so
here.
many different paths this could go down. You know.
Yeah. So yeah, do we want to talk about the hardware now? Like, what does this mean for
Sure.
hardware?
Yeah. I mean, what does this mean for hardware? Like, do we think they'll keep going? Because, like I was just saying, it's like if it does eventually go day and date, maybe the plan is we're just trying to make money on all sides, all revenue sides. We'll make a little bit of money through hardware, make a little bit of money through Game Pass, we'll make a little bit of money through all the games, a little bit of money through literally every avenue we can in gaming, and maybe they'll be able to just sit like that just fine. But I do have to wonder if enough people aren't buying Xboxes, the hardware, if enough people aren't buying that, how soon before the execs are just like, why the fuck are we making this console? You know?
That's kind of what what I wanted to get at myself is that I think where they make money in hardware is not the console, it's the peripherals, it's the adaptive controller, it's their regular controllers, things like that. I think that's where they make the money, and I wonder if they would. Oh, we don't really make that much of a profit on these main consoles. Probably, especially the Series S. I would assume they don't make very much off of the Series S because it's still pretty powerful for being $300, right? So why would they want to be everywhere? They want their games to be played everywhere. So if they just use cloud, mobile, PC, Switch, and PlayStation, that's still 5 ways, especially if their console's not selling as well as PlayStation, right? Why keep trying to, if they want to just make a profit, why make a console that you're not really making a profit off of? You can keep making the controller. That'd be really cool. That's ideal for me. I it's not really, I like to joke a lot, but like I don't really like the PlayStation controllers. I think they're fine. But if I could play PlayStation with my Xbox controller, that's like a win-win to me.
Right.
So if there was a way that Xbox could make third-party controllers, I'll put in quotes, and you could still have it on your PlayStation, like easy. I would easily do that,
That'd be awesome.
So
It's like all the stuff like that though is just gonna come down to like how viable is that? Like how
yeah,
much money does that
what's the
make? Is
profits
it
there?
is the
Yeah.
juice worth the squeeze on that?
Mhm.
It's like that's really what it would come down to if the hardware did go away. Is like, okay, can we make money just off making controllers? Is that
Yeah.
enough money? Is that enough to catch Microsoft's attention?
'Cause they make good hardware.
They do, yeah, it's great. But it's
Yeah.
just again with these execs getting in there, I just really worry about the execs getting in there and being like, okay,
Mhm.
I mean, let's make as much money possible, and everything that doesn't really make us a lot of money, why the fuck are we doing that?
Yeah. I just hope that they're not strong arming Phil too much.
Yeah,
I hope they, because he is not just the head of Xbox anymore, right? Like we talked about, he's the head of Microsoft's gaming entire arm.
right.
Microsoft Gaming, that's Phil. So like Phil, I don't really think is going anywhere for a long, long time. At least I hope so, because he's
Unless he's
done.
pissed off right now, man. Because like
Yeah,
this
or they're
does
not happy with him.
that's my main question is why not just let his vision play out? You know, is
We
like
talked about this all of last year. We see the vision.
yeah, I mean,
We
dude,
see
we've
where
been
it's
talking about it
going.
since we started this fucking podcast. It's like we see exactly where it's going. You bought all these studios. At least let them all get one game out under this vision. You guys just took off this plane, right? Like really, like 2023 really just took this off. 2021 was a great year for Xbox too. Don't get me wrong, but then
2021
they had
was
a
good. 2022 was slow.
yeah, and it's just like maybe they're a couple years behind where they want to be. But you guys just took off, right? Hi-Fi
And
Rush,
COVID
Starfield,
happened.
all that stuff was great. Forza, I mean, I know Redfall was bad, but at least it was a game. For the longest time, it was just like, where are the games, Xbox? It's like, okay, they put out 4 games last year. It's like,
Yeah.
let them do that every year. Let them get all these major studios that they just bought. Let them get one game out under Xbox, under exclusivity, under Game Pass, and just see how that goes. Because like, if you guys still want to hit that 100 million mark for Game Pass, that was the way to do it, I think, And with 60 million of those, they thought being on console sides. Like I said, this is going to inevitably hurt the console sales. So it's like, okay, and then we can jump into will Game Pass go on PS5 or Switch? I think they'll have a much easier time getting it on Switch than they will PlayStation. I think they're going to have to make hella concessions to get it on PlayStation.
Yeah, and I
Like,
don't think they want to do that.
I don't either. Like I think, because PlayStation, they love that 30% they make off selling the games, right? And I'm sure Xbox loves that too. And that might be one reason why Xbox keeps the hardware going is they're still making money through their digital store page, just having other games sell and them getting 30% of that, right? It's like they get that too, I think people kind of forget that sometimes. It's like, yeah, Xbox also gets that 30%. So like that's a big
because they also
revenue
have
thing.
their storefront on PC too.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
Microsoft's storefront too. There,
Yeah,
I know that
yeah.
people don't use it as much as Steam, but like they have a storefront
And
there too.
that's why the console sales are important. That's a lot of fucking money and pretty much for
Mhm.
free, right? Just putting out your box and then you're getting 30% of all the games, right? That's a lot of money. But for getting Game Pass on PlayStation, which I think is kind of the path Xbox kind of wants to go. Surely at this point they want to go that way. I think it's just going to be really hard to convince Sony to do that. It's like I don't know what percentage of the cut you're going to have to give PlayStation for that. They're certainly not going to let you put third-party games on there because they're making deals for PS Plus with third-party
Yeah.
games as that, and they're not going to want to interrupt that or have you want to go to Xbox instead of going through their own service, right? So it's like you'd have to have Game Pass only be first-party Xbox games, and even at that, it's just like PlayStation's like, well, why would we let you put that on there when you're selling your games a la carte now?
What if, don't know how the money works with this. What if they just got any subscription on PlayStation that was made, they got a cut of that.
PlayStation got a cut of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but is that it would have to be a cut equal to the amount of copies they would sell with that 30%. You know what I mean? So say Call of Duty's on that, right? Say Call of Duty's on that Game Pass, that version of Game Pass. It's gonna have to be equal to 30% of all the copies that would have been sold of that Call of Duty game. You know,
Yeah.
and that's a lot of fucking money.
But I do want to throw out here too, not to just like, because we're kind of like looking at like PlayStation isn't needed.
Mm-hmm.
But if you remember a little while ago, PlayStation came out and was like, we are behind on all of this stuff. Like
Sure.
they are worried about it anyways,
Yeah.
even if they are selling consoles and selling games. Like they are worried about the subscription service that they're behind. And the premium service, at least for the industry right now, is Game Pass. So I don't know. Maybe there's something that maybe Microsoft and Phil or whoever, Sarah Bond, I don't know, can wizard a deal with PlayStation somehow and say, hey, maybe I don't. This is like hypothetical. Maybe they end PlayStation Plus, and then Game Pass is just the service, but it's on PlayStation as well.
I mean, that'd be wild. It's funny because I was thinking of that too. Like, there's a world where in like 3-4 years, Microsoft and PlayStation or Xbox and PlayStation are best fucking friends. Like literally, like you will see Xbox people on E3s at PlayStation or whatever the fuck, and stuff like that. Because they will if Xbox does ever leave the hardware market, they will need PlayStation. Like that will
Mhm.
be the main place you play Xbox games, unless Switch 2 or whatever the next Nintendo console is after that is just like as powerful as
Right.
current gen consoles would have been, right? But even then, Call of Duty never really sold that well on a Nintendo console, so.
Mhm.
I don't. It's just funny to think of a world where they are best friends and like literally PlayStation's biggest third party partner is Xbox. And you could see that very easily, right?
Yeah, and if they do go third party, like they just bought the biggest third party, so they're just going to be the biggest third party.
Oh yeah.
Think about
Oh,
all those games that
easily,
they've made, right?
easily.
How many, all those they talking about, a game every quarter. Imagine that every game every quarter to every 3 months, and that's just Xbox just pumping them out, and they're the biggest third party
They
publisher.
they would dominate the third party market, honestly,
Yeah.
if they did go third party because
So
it's too much at this point.
maybe that's what they're looking at too. They're like,
Yeah.
we don't really maybe stop making hardware, and we just be pumping games.
Oh,
We're
that's
just
what I think.
making
Like the execs see
hand
that
over
and they're
fist.
just like,
Yeah.
oh, we could be making way more money if we were just totally third party, And it's like that's probably what they're looking at.
Here's a big hypothetical. This is like, whoa, okay, big hypothetical here. What if Microsoft decides to sell off their entire gaming arm to Sony?
To Sony, I mean, how expensive would that be? Could Sony even
Very.
afford that?
I don't know. I'm just
Yeah,
throwing
it's
it out
like,
there.
I
Just
mean,
throwing it out there.
I mean, yeah, I don't. No, I don't see that happening. I mean, what a world that would. I don't. I'd be terrified of that world if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
That does not because
Okay.
that would lead to Sony having a clear dominant spot in this entire market.
I don't know.
And
Tencent probably still making the most money.
yeah, maybe I don't know, like Genshin Impact money, I guess. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I don't want to see that world. Sony would have the AAA market cornered, and I don't think we want to see what that world looks like.
Or maybe even more likely ish, not the most likely, but Microsoft just completely decouples and splits the Microsoft gaming division, and Xbox just becomes its own thing.
Would they want to do that? I don't see them doing that because
Yeah, it's making a lot of money.
yeah, it's making a shit ton of money. Why would they do that now? You know, it's making more money than it ever has. You know, I don't think they want Xbox to go anywhere now. I think they're looking at Xbox more closely than they ever have. You know,
I'm just throwing ideas out there. Not that they would even. Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of interesting stuff, man. And who knows? You know, we could all be blowing this out of proportion. It's like,
Of course,
we are just theorizing here. It's just things that could happen. You know, who knows? Maybe they just rock. Maybe the consoles keep selling pretty well. Game Pass keeps doing pretty well. They put the first party games on PlayStation and Switch after 6 months to a year or whatever, and they just keep rolling like that for a while. You know, and it's just like, maybe that works out. I don't know.
Yeah, if I'm saying if I know I haven't really talked to you about this whole time, this 5 days or whatever this has been going on. You haven't really talked too much about it with me and Sims. Me and Sims have been talking about it, but like, why not just rip the Band-Aid off? Like, if that's what you're gonna do, it feels like you're going third party anyway. So why not just go and do it, get it over with?
Yeah, I mean, because maybe they do want to see if they can make money from all these other avenues, right? Like maybe they,
Yeah.
you know, like how low would console sales have to be for them to be like, we're just leaving consoles? You know,
That's a good
I would
question.
think pretty low, right? You know, it's like,
Mhm.
I mean, the lowest one in recent memory was Wii U, and that was like 15 million, and
Yeah.
Nintendo kept going after that, right? So it's like, I don't know how low would it have to be for Microsoft to just be like, let's just dip out of this. You know, it's like, I don't know, if the next console does, there's a lot of rumors going around that the next Xbox console will be in 2026, and they'll get like offbeat with
Mm.
PlayStation. If that comes out and it does like, I don't know, 10 million in sales in the first like 3 years, 2-3 years, is that good enough? You know, like is
Mhm.
Microsoft cool with that? I don't know. You know.
Yeah, it's an interesting point. Well, I have two more little things. I know we got a lot of other news stories, but two more, like, what could happen here. So hypothetically, they go third party. Consoles are done. They keep making the peripherals though. People like the adaptive controller. That's great, and people like the regular controller. That's great. So they keep making those. Keep doing their PC thing, but they're third party. No console anymore. So what happens with their digital storefront and all the games that you bought, and what happens with all their saves, their cloud saves that you have?
Question. Hmm. I don't know.
Do you
You know,
think?
there's a lot of rumors going, maybe not rumors, but speculation going around too. That Xbox is, it might be ahead of the curve here, right? We know cloud gaming and streaming is becoming a giant thing, and it seems like eventually we'll all be playing games through the cloud, right? We won't necessarily need a box or a console. Is that next gen? I don't know. Is it 15 years from now, 20 years from now? I don't know. But it seems like eventually we'll be able to just boot up an app on our smart TVs and play games through that. So maybe
We're almost there.
yeah, and it's like a lot of people are already playing games through streaming, and it's already pretty good. I don't think it's at the level we would want yet to be playing games over there consistently, but it seems pretty good thus far. So who knows when we actually end up getting there? And maybe Microsoft is ahead of the curve here. Maybe they're just like, hey, we see where this is going. We're eventually not going to need consoles anyways, and no one's going to end up buying them. So let's just get off while we can and put our games everywhere. Try to get as much attention as we can on our IP, get the word about Game Pass out there. That way, when it does come to where we are streaming our games through cloud, we're in first place already. We'll be way ahead of the curve.
Yeah, they tend to be pretty good at seeing the future where things are going, but they're always like too far ahead,
Mm,
too bullish, you know?
yeah,
Like, even we talk about with the Xbox One, like that all digital stuff that they talked about, like we are there now,
yeah,
you know, like what, 10 years later? It's like, oh man, well, they weren't wrong. It's just
nah,
people didn't want to believe that at the time.
yeah.
They saw where it was going. So it's like, yeah, maybe they're already still seeing where it's going. They're just too bullish right now, you know? Maybe they need to slow it down and try to make some money. But what do you think would happen to your digital library if they did just go away and your saves? Do you think that there is a chance? I know this is so slim because PlayStation wants to make that money, but maybe they want more people in their ecosystem to make more money in the future. Do you think that there's a chance that they would allow people to have their saves in and their libraries in, convert it to PlayStation?
I mean, I
Is there a
hate to just give a
chance?
hard no, because
Money.
not only that, but because it's like I wouldn't have predicted this was happening last week either, right? I would have
Yeah.
said no to this last week. So it's like everything can change so quickly. I would say no though, right?
Okay.
It's like if Xbox games are a la carte, right? And you're like, oh, I want to transfer my copy of fucking Halo Master Chief Collection to PlayStation that I already bought on Xbox. PlayStation's gonna be like, fuck no, go buy it again. Like,
My only like thing that they might be thinking is that they're going to secure future customers for other things.
sure, but they could probably get those customers either way, right?
Yeah.
If PlayStation's the
They're
only
they're
console
the
they'll
main console at
play,
the time.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. They're gonna be like, no, like why the fuck do we do that?
Hmm.
If I
Okay.
had to guess, you gotta Sony's greed will win all at the end of the day. It really
They're a pretty
will.
greedy company.
I mean, they are, yeah. A lot of their shit is very expensive and stuff like that, and this will give them even more leeway to do that if Xbox did leave the console space. A lot of stuff to think about though, Daniel.
Yeah.
Been interesting hearing everyone's opinions and stuff on this. It's
I'm just wondering what they're going to say next week.
yeah, it's gonna be very interesting to see what that business meeting actually is.
Phil didn't say anything when his statement.
No,
He didn't
no.
allude to anything. He said he wasn't denying or denying any of these rumors. He wasn't like saying that they were true. He was just like, "We'll tell you about our future plans."
I do think that says something though that he said. We'll tell you about our future plans. I do think it's like he could have said if this stuff wasn't true, I think he would have said like Xbox games will stay on Xbox or something like that. Some corny shit like that. But I don't know. Who knows, man? It's crazy because this all seems like it's being leaked too. I don't know if you've heard these rumors that like people, if there is a division of Xbox that's upset with Microsoft's decision to go ahead and do this, it might be people inside of Xbox are leaking all of this to try to prevent it and get a big uproar from Xbox fans.
Hmm. Interesting. Didn't see that, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
So I don't. I mean, that
That
could
seems pretty
well
wild.
because if you noticed, it's a different game series for like a different outlet. It was like The Verge heard that Indiana Jones will be coming to PlayStation a few months after launch, and then Insider Gaming heard Starfield will be coming to PS5 after the DLC
Hmm.
comes out, and then
I didn't
Jeff
think about it
Grubb
like that.
heard the Gears series will be coming to PlayStation. It's like, huh, a little odd that they did that.
Yeah, I didn't really think about it that way.
Yeah, it's interesting, and I think the biggest fear of all is if you're a hardcore Xbox guy, it is losing that digital library that you've already built and all that stuff like that, all your saves, and just eventually Xbox just going away. And for whatever reason, maybe they don't want to upkeep whatever. I'm sure they'd have to pay for like servers and stuff like that to keep the storefront going and be able to access your digital library and stuff like that. Worst case scenario is that they go full third party and they just drop that off, and then Game Pass doesn't do as well as Xbox would hope, so they drop that as well, and then all of a sudden all that shit's gone. That's worst case scenario.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see. Be interesting what he says
We'll
next
talk
week.
about it next week.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be an ongoing story rest of the year. I'll tell you what though, give me Master Chief Collection with trophies. I'm all
Just get
all
all.
about it.
That's so many
I'm all
trophies.
about it. Oh, I'll do it again.
Yeah, like how many like achievements like that you can like because you get 1,000 every game or platinum every game probably,
Yeah,
right?
then Halo was like Halo 3 ended at like
Oh, they added
1,000.
more.
Yeah, they added a
Yeah.
shit ton because of the DLC. I think it was like 750 extra, something like that. So it's like you get a fucking lot.
That's awesome.
You get a fucking lot on there. How well do you think that sells over on PlayStation? Like just Master
Oh, that
Chief
PlayStation
Collection.
actually gets good shooters.
Yeah. Wow, Titanfall 2 crying in a corner right now.
Oh no. Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. They are old games to be fair, so I don't
Sure.
know.
I think
Eh,
it could be fucking huge, man.
I think especially if they do go complete third party, no other hardware.
Sure.
I think people are just gonna be buying it.
Yeah, I think Master Chief Collection in particularly, because I think you'll get a lot of people our age that haven't played Halo since the 360 days, right? Like they didn't buy an
Mm.
Xbox One, they haven't checked it out on a PC or anything like that, and a lot of them ended up buying PlayStations, PS4s, PS5s now, and I think you'll get a lot of those people being like, "Oh, Halo's back! Holy shit!" And they'll go and jump it and buy it on PlayStation. Like I could see it selling few million copies just over on PlayStation for a game
Yeah.
that's from 2015 and has
I
been
think same
done
with
for
Gears.
years, right? Same with Gears, yeah, 100%. Especially if they made like a Marcus Phoenix collection that's been
Yeah.
rumored for a while.
Essentially getting a good
Oh,
third-person
dude,
shooter. Come
you
on.
guys put that out, like that'll be money. I think a lot of them. I don't know how well like Hi-Fi Rush will do. I think Hi-Fi Rush will actually probably do pretty well if you put it on Switch and PlayStation. You know,
Maybe it'd do better on Switch.
yeah, maybe. I mean, that does seem like a pretty good Switch game type of thing,
Yeah.
right? So I don't know, man. It's I can see a lot of them doing very well, and that's when I would worry about the execs again.
Starfield,
Starfield will do incredibly well over on PlayStation
Indiana
for sure.
Jones. Yeah.
Yeah, Indiana Jones did pretty well too. So I don't know. Gonna be interesting to see. I'll be excited to see Circana numbers for like the first game that does end up coming out. Apparently, it's Hi-Fi Rush. That's supposed to come out in Q1 sometime. So we'll see. We'll see.
Sea Thieves wouldn't surprise me too. You know, like
Yeah.
that game is huge. I think people underestimate how.
It's funny
huge
because
Sea
it was
Thieves
the
is.
rumor of just those two for weeks. You know, it
Mhm.
was like, okay, let's see what they're doing.
And then the
here. It kind
ball
of seemed
started
like, yeah,
rolling.
because it kind of seemed like, okay, they just try shit out with those two, and then it just started rolling. Now it's like everything. It's like, all right. I really do
Yeah.
think they're taking it too quickly. Now that we're talking this out, it's just like, slow down a
I
little
don't.
bit.
Yeah,
Let's
it's
just,
like everything,
just
and
see
then
how this all plays out. It's just like, why not let Phil just finish this gen, you know, and then see where you're at. Like, keep going with the plan and just see where you're at. Because we were just, like I was
I'm
saying in the
with you.
beginning, we were just taking off, man. We were just taking off. Hi-Fi Rush, Starfield got us off the ground. Let's get everything. You know, we got Hellblade, Indiana Jones, Fable, all that shit. Let's get it all out. I would at least go to Elder Scrolls 6 if I'm being honest, and then
I mean,
like see where that takes you. You know,
you know, I'm a gamer that games everywhere, and if anything, I probably like Nintendo's games more generally,
sure.
give or take. But like, I play a lot on Xbox just because I like the controller, stuff like. It's mostly honestly the controller, and I just think that they have really good backup cloud saves. Like their cloud saves, I know that we have listeners that play probably everything, but like if people don't know the difference between like PlayStation's cloud saves and how that works and Xbox's, that they just don't have the experience. Xbox's cloud saves just work quicker and better. PlayStation's is still a little funky. So like, yeah, I don't know. I think having Xbox completely go away, just entirely, I think is probably pretty bad for the industry. I think yeah, they probably could make more money not selling hardware, right, and just selling games and being a third party because PlayStation's just so successful, right? And then if Xbox isn't around, they'll probably be more successful. They'll probably sell more consoles. But yeah, like I think not having them there, like Xbox has been innovators in the games industry, like bringing multiplayer and having a good online infrastructure, cloud saves. Like they have done a lot. Hard drives in the console, like Xbox has done a lot for the industry. Just to have them not around, even the adaptive controller, right? Like they've done a lot of great stuff. And just them go away, it feels off. But who knows? I don't know. This is definitely, I've seen a lot of like Sega comparisons. To like, oh yeah, like Sega got ran out too, right? Like Nintendo ran Sega out the door, and then they became a third party, and they're really successful now. Xbox is not failing like Sega was. Sega was failing in the hardware space. Xbox is still making money hardware wise. Like they sell a good amount of hardware. It's not quite as much as PlayStation, but they're selling hardware. They're making good games. So I don't know. It's not the same. It's apples and oranges there with Sega.
Outselling their last gen console too, right? Which is at least a good thing. It's like a lot of people are forgetting
well.
about that. Yeah, it's like Series X and Series S are outselling Xbox One, and they're on pace with 360. It's like if you're just comparing it to Xbox, right, and comparing it to their past consoles, they're doing the best they ever have.
Yeah, and they're probably making more money than they ever have.
A lot of people throwing out like who would replace them and stuff. It's like will be Valve, will be Apple, stuff like that. And I'm just
It would be Apple, Google, Amazon.
I don't see
10 cent.
anyone going near it.
10 cent probably.
I just doubt it. I just doubt anyone would actually make another home console and be like, oh, okay, let's try to compete with PlayStation, at the very least. Like, maybe a smaller company, but I think all the big dogs are like, well, let's just wait for this whole cloud thing.
I got it. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, comes back.
The real champs coming back, baby. Ooh, yeah.
Real champs. I guess I could see someone, because it's like the whole Pepsi Coke thing. Like, you might as well be in second place, because in second place you will still make money, right? It's like maybe someone sees that and it's just like, if we just make one and compete with PlayStation on it, we don't necessarily have to beat PlayStation to make money, right? And if you go in with that mindset, then maybe I could see another console coming up.
Atari?
Who? What?
Atari?
Atari. Oh, I thought you said Ari. Atari comes
No.
back. Yeah, no, please don't.
Sega's coming back, baby.
Oh,
Let's
that'd
go.
be fun. That'd be fun.
Return.
Let's go. But anyone that did do it, it's like you'd be in the same position Xbox was in all last gen. It's like, okay, you're gonna need to buy studios to make first party games now. You know, it's just like, all right, well, who can do that? And I know Valve makes games, but they don't have that kind of output. You know, Valve ain't like fucking Nintendo over here.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. Let's just wait and see what Phil says next week now.
Yeah, we'll talk about it next week for sure.
We'll see. We'll see where he goes. Next up then, indie documentary, what was it called? Grounded Part 2. For the making of The Last of Us 2. Neil Druckmann implied that Naughty Dog's next game isn't The Last of Us Part 3, but he does have a concept for The Last of Us Part 3, and said there's probably one more story left to tell in that universe. Daniel, did you watch this?
I did.
I did too. Yeah, pretty good.
I got spoiled last year. I think this doc is great. If people haven't seen Psych Odyssey, how much I talked about that last year, like Psych Odyssey, it's not even on the same level.
Nah,
it's
yeah,
just
you're able to go way more in depth with Psych Odyssey.
Yeah.
To be fair, though, I mean, this was 2 hours, and there were 2-hour-long episodes of Psych Odyssey.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, you're not. There's like 24 episodes of Psych Odyssey, and some of them are 2 hours. So it's like, all right, you're not really competing.
That's, to be fair, yeah. There's a lot
like,
more there.
Psych Odyssey has like literally like 100 times more hours than this thing.
But yeah, it's great. It's a great doc. You get to see a little bit of like Naughty Dog's production and stuff like that. And kind of their timeline, how COVID affected them, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, really great. So basically, what Neil says, he kind of hints at. He doesn't really clarify that it's a new IP or anything. So, like, I'm wondering, are they making that Uncharted game?
Yeah, maybe. I can see that. I didn't take away when I watched it that their next game isn't The Last of Us 3. I know people are saying that, and like he said, he has a concept for that. But he could also have been further along than he was letting on during that. That was,
could be.
I think they said April 2023 was when that interview was from, right? So it's like, you know, I don't know. Maybe he was further along than that. I wouldn't put it past. I'm not writing out that their next game is The Last of Us Part 3. Is basically all I'm saying.
I think we won't know until they say, right?
Yeah.
But I wouldn't surprise me if they wanted to do something different, just for one more game and then kind of go back, finish that story. Like I do hope that they get back, finish, have that third game, and then never touch that series again.
Yeah, it was funny because in the documentary he was like, "We left at a good spot to where we could end the story there," and I was like, "No, you didn't."
I don't know. I feel like
I disagree,
it was a better spot in the
sir.
first one.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I disagree, sir. Okay, go finish that.
Yeah, I think that they need to wrap this entire world up, and we don't need to come back to it. I don't mean that, and I don't want it to sound harsh or in a bad way because I love the first two, but I think that I think they need to move on from Last of Us.
I think he's basically saying that with we have one last story left to tell in this universe, right? I think he's pretty much saying like, yeah, T-Loop Part 3 is gonna be it for video game side of The Last of Us.
I think that's
at least from Naughty Dog.
I hope that Sony better not go and give it to someone else.
I'd be fine if you waited like a decade and then give it to someone else if you wanted to do that.
I think you need Neil.
I mean, it's kind of the same thing as Uncharted, right? Unless Naughty Dog is making that Uncharted game. But if it's
but what I would argue with maybe I'm like arguing against myself here, but like you had like Amy writing the first three, and then you went to Neil and Bruce, right? I think Bruce helped write.
She didn't write
the first three too. She didn't write two, but she was involved with that, right?
Yeah.
But like then you go to Neil and Bruce writing four. It's like, oh well, that was a pretty good through line there, and they got new writers, and it was fine. Yeah. So I guess you could do that with Last of Us, but like I don't know. I feel like Last of Us is so much Neil and then Bruce in the first one, you know. But
I'm always fine with if you want to wait a while and then give it to a new studio. Like I'm cool with that. That's cool. Like I don't want to never see a Last of Us game again after T-Lu 3. Personally,
I'm cool with that. Personally, I would like to see more new things, but
Yeah, I just like the world so much that I'm like, the idea of never having something. I don't want it with like Ellie, you know. Like I want that. I want that story to be wrapped up in Tlu 3. But like, I'd be totally fine. You gotta
Move
wait a
over to a
while, of
different part of the
course.
world or something.
Yeah, you gotta wait a while, of course. Like, I don't want it 2 years after, 4 years after, or even 5 years after. I want it like a fucking decade after. Wait till I'm like in my fucking 40s, you know. Then go ahead and make a fucking
How about
Last of Us
this?
whatever.
How about this? Because they hint at it in the documentary that they were kind of the combat of Last of Us Part Two was initially inspired by Bloodborne being
Yeah,
melee combat. Give it the From Software doing a Last of
that'd
Us
be
game.
cool. That'd be
That'd
fucking
be
cool.
sick.
Hell yeah.
What kind of story would that be?
That'd be great. That'd be great. I'm glad they didn't go that route with the melee thing they were talking
Melee
about.
combat focused.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounded like a bad idea. That
Seems
reminded me of Callisto
weird.
Protocol, and I was like, that's a bad idea.
Oh, I didn't think about that till now. No,
That's
no, 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 no,
exactly
no,
what I
no,
thought
no.
of, and I was like, "That's a bad idea," because we all wanted
Yeah.
guns in that game. It's just like,
Yeah.
yeah, don't do that, don't do that. Glad that
Oh,
with the
man.
directs they ended up going. Good
Well,
documentary though, it was fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
like that
think,
they got the girl that helped write The Last of Us Part 2. She's now working on season 2 of the show. I'm like, oh, okay,
yeah,
good on.
Haley.
Yeah. Good on you, because you kind of needed that. And I would like for Neil to step back from the show a little bit. If I'm being honest, seemed like that took up a lot of his time. You know.
Yeah, at least for the past couple years. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like maybe step back a little bit there.
Yeah, I kind of felt bad for like a lot of what was happening in that doc. Like they really talk about kind of what the
Needing
studio
Neil.
went through
Yeah.
and stuff. Like just all the like the online backlash that multiple people got and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Man, I wish they showed any of the Last of Us Online stuff. You know. That's why I wish it was more like Psych Odyssey,
way.
where we could have got into that.
Yeah, Psych Odyssey, they would have went into
Yeah.
it.
Oh, they would have went into it. Give me some of the drama there, you know, or even the stuff that happened with Uncharted 4 with Amy leaving and Neil having to take over halfway through that. Like, oh, I would have loved to
They
see
hint
that
at
stuff.
it.
Yeah, a little bit.
They hinted they went all hands on.
Yeah,
because they were like already starting to do Last of Us Part 2 stuff.
Yeah, they made the trailer before Neil even went over to Uncharted 4.
Yeah. All hands on Uncharted 4, and then they kind of had to go back. But yeah.
Okay, well, yeah.
Go check out the doc. Great.
Go check out the documentary. Yeah, it was awesome. Next up then, unknown Atlas leakers claiming the developer is working on a Persona 2 remaster / remake type thing. We're not entirely sure what's going on there yet. And then a Persona 4 remake that's in very early development. I'm sure. Well, here, let me tie this one in then to it because it kind of tells you why this is being made. Sega has announced that Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth and Persona 3 Remake each sold 1 million copies in the first week.
Let's go, baby.
Both becoming the fastest selling games in their respective series, which is pretty nuts. Pretty nuts.
Let's go, Infinite Wealth, baby.
Let's yeah, I guess let's knock out Infinite Wealth first. Great for them. I think me and you are both playing the game, loving it thus far. So fucking so awesome to see. It seems like the Yakuza series is peak popularity right now, so good for them.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely peak in like it's critically doing well and it's selling better than it ever has. It's still not like where I wish it was. You know what I mean?
Sure.
You want
like 5 million copies in first week type thing.
Give me 5, 10. Give me 10 mil. Let that be a 10 mil every game, right? That's what I want.
You tell me Drewski didn't bring in 10 mil? What the fuck?
Come on now. What are you paying for, Sega?
Come
on. But yeah, it's like the series is doing better than it ever has. It's great. And I think it just comes from the popularity in the West now.
Yeah.
Like this was such a Japanese focused thing, and that's probably still why it's like it's not there yet. It's because of how Japanese it is. It is so Japanese that probably throws a lot of people off.
Yeah,
that sucks because I wish more people would like play this. You know?
Oh, for sure. Also, I mean, you got to throw in there. I'm not trying to like discredit the game or anything, but this game's got to be pretty cheap to make comparatively to other things. You know, I'm sure there's some expensive aspects. But like it's not like this is like fucking, you know, Horizon Forbidden West looking graphics and like, you know,
it looks great.
Elden Ring level of detail in the world and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's just I'd imagine this game was pretty inexpensive to
what I'll say to that studio, Ryugai Gotoku, I think that they are very good at budgeting their games and know how to use that money.
For sure.
I think that they kind of reuse some maps and stuff, but this game has a brand new map, right?
Well, they don't put money into like shit that doesn't really matter, you know? Like your fidelity and like how well NPCs look when they're walking and
The
face
random
structures
ones.
and all
Yeah.
that type of shit. It doesn't really matter. Like, yeah, I love that type of shit. Don't get me wrong. I love looking at great graphics and great fidelity and stuff like that. I think it's awesome and it looks cool. But like, you don't need it, you know. Like, go look at an NPC walking around in Infinite Wealth. It's like, you know, they're very, you know, robotic. And
So
stuff
you get
like
to
that.
those cutscenes.
Yeah, depends what version of the cutscene. They got 3
True.
different versions of the cutscene.
They do have 3 different versions of the cutscenes. Text, no talking.
Yeah.
Text with talking.
Yep.
High level, high
level.
quality,
And you could,
top tier cinematics.
I love when it switches to the high quality one because then I pause and I like put it down. I'm like, oh, this is getting good. Let me put the
Alright.
controller down.
Sit
You
back
know,
and
you're about to be in for like at least 10 minutes of a cutscene
Mhm.
here. Yeah.
So good.
But yeah, I'm not. Oh, also, I want to point out, I was completely wrong with. I thought it was a bad idea to put out Persona 3 Reload and Infinite Wealth a week apart. Guess it doesn't matter. Different audiences, I guess. so.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking from my perspective because I would be playing
Wanna play
Persona.
both?
Exactly. Yeah, I'd be playing Persona 3 Reload had Infinite Wealth not come out a week before that, or vice versa. So you know, maybe I'm just thinking from my perspective alone. But I don't. Maybe a lot of other people are playing that too. Like I know I'm planning to play Persona 3 Reload after I beat Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. So I don't know. Maybe a lot of other people are thinking in the same lines.
I'm definitely gonna play that game at some point.
Yeah, really want to play it. It looks awesome, man. The menus and stuff look really cool. So yeah, I definitely
Yeah,
want to
and
check
I
that
hope
out.
that they do 4 4 getting like a kind of an update, being more in line with.
Yeah, I
with
want to
with
circle
5.
back to that now.
Yeah.
So I mean, just to rehash it again, Persona 2 is getting some sort of remaster. It looks like not a full-fledged
I hope
remake.
they do 1 as well. Like get 1
Yeah,
and 2
it is weird.
both
There's
on.
no 1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just slow kind of rolling them, but like I'd like to have all 5 on modern hardware. Like
Apparently,
that'd be
there's
nice.
2 separate versions of Persona 2. I don't know what the other one is. I know Atlas loves their different versions. So
Yeah,
they
do,
have a
especially
ton
with
of
the
that shit.
series.
It sounds like both of them are coming out. So I don't know. I think it's gonna be more of
Separately?
just. I don't know. I don't know exactly. The leaker said both are coming, so it's I don't really know what he means by that.
I hope that's one package.
Yeah, I would too. I think this is gonna be more of a re-release of like last year when we got Persona 3 and 4 on current gen consoles. I think that's gonna look more like that. And then yeah, Persona 4 remake. I think that's obvious after the success of Persona 3 remake, right?
For sure.
Cool.
People love 4.
Yeah, that's a lot of people's favorite game. So
Yeah.
yeah, could definitely see that. Like I've been saying, I think they just want yearly Persona things. You know, keep that name in the
Where's
zeitgeist,
6?
keep it going.
Give me 6.
Supposed to be next year. Supposed to be next year. So he said.
Are we gonna get a reveal this year?
So he said the leaker said the Persona 2 remaster, whatever it is will either come out the year before or the year after Persona 6. So it sounds like they don't know if the game's a lock for 2025. But if it's not, the Persona 2 remaster will come out next year. If it is coming out in 2025, the Persona 2 remaster will come out in 2026. It was basically what I took away from it.
Okay. Next couple years.
Next couple of years, yeah. I think 6 is probably closer than we think.
Let's
Getting a lot of Atlas this year with Metaphor Refantasio coming out too. Yeah.
Let's go,
Yeah,
dude. I'm so excited.
That's
about
gonna
that.
be fun too. Yeah, I can't wait for
Yeah.
that. All right, cool. Moving on then. Let's do the Nintendo sales update. Nintendo have announced their quarterly sales update for the quarter. I forget when this runs through exactly. Might be December 31st. Yep, December 31st.
Okay.
So where we at with the consoles? Nintendo Switch has now sold 139.6 million units. It's pretty much
So what do they
140 million
need?
units.
They need what, like 16 more or 15
like
more?
16 more, I think, something like that. Yeah, right around. I think it's 155 for PS2. So yeah,
Okay. Yeah,
right
so
around
they
there.
just need get that like new or pro or whatever you want to call it, and then it's gonna easily get number 1.
If these motherfuckers double up on the next
Yeah,
gen
they will.
console
Yeah, they will.
and mix it into the Switch and just
Yeah,
call
they
it
will.
Switch Pro, these mother. I mean, they're gonna that will never be beaten. You
They
know,
did it with the Game Boy. All the
Yeah.
Game Boy line is all the Game Boy line. All the DS line is all of it. So 3DS, 2DS, DS Lite, all one. The Game Boy is the Game Boy, the Color, the SP, the Advance. That's all one.
Yeah.
So they do it all the time.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, those were handhelds. So I don't know.
Yeah,
It's like
true.
you know, I don't know. Or
But
if
this
they
is a handheld.
yeah,
It's
kind of
both.
is. It is both, right? That's what they'll tell us. You know,
Yeah.
like it's both, guys. What are you talking
It's
about?
just a pro version.
I mean, it's gonna be like what 250 million by the end of that, maybe more, maybe more.
Crazy.
Fucking nuts. No one will ever touch that. So yeah, good for Switch. Keep going. Any worries you have about the next console not keeping this pace?
No.
No.
Because what they did, we've talked about this, is that they brought both of their arms together.
Arms.
So they had yes, the big, hopefully we get arms too, So they had the console arm that was really failing for a while there. And then they had their handheld arm that was very successful. It was the most successful thing they had for a long time. They brought it all together. So now they only have one audience now. They can't resplit them. They can't do that anymore. So yeah, like they're just going. Anyone that wants Nintendo, they're not splitting them anymore. It's just everyone's getting the same machine.
Yeah, I would worry from the front. Well, for one thing, history for Nintendo has always been up down on their consoles, right? N64, great. GameCube didn't sell well.
I don't know. N64 only sold like 25.
Yeah, but I think at the time that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Plus, I don't know. When you think of the 90s, you think of N64, right? The 90s, as far as home gaming consoles go, you kind of think of N64. Yeah, I don't know, but maybe you don't. I do. That's kind of the first thing that would come to mind. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong there. Anyways, GameCube, bad. Sold badly. Wii, incredible. Wii U, bad. Switch, incredible. Does it go back down again? I don't know. It's a good question.
Yeah.
It's a good question.
It is a good question.
Yeah.
If they keep with like the smaller line, if they do like a second kind of version of the Switch Lite, right? So it's like more only handheld, but it's still kind of only the Switch, right?
Yeah.
If they keep doing that, like, why would it not? You get a small version if you want, you get the console home version, like if they give people options like that, like why would this not keep doing well?
Yeah, I agree. I think they'll have to be careful with the naming too a little bit.
Yes.
Right.
That's why I say call it like Pro, or maybe I say either like Super, New, or Pro.
But could
like
that backlash
Switch?
on them with people thinking this is just a little bit of an updated Nintendo Switch? Why would I buy this when I already have a Nintendo Switch?
Yeah, but I don't think they care because they want to get us.
Sure.
They'll get those other people eventually.
Eventually, yeah. With the games, right? Because obviously there's going to be exclusive games on the thing. Yeah, I could see that. I mean, another worry is they're not the only ones in that space anymore. There's Steam Deck out there, which isn't a big thing right yet.
Pro.
Yeah, but it seems like getting big. Also, a lot of rumors Xbox is making a handheld type thing with that, and rumors of PlayStation making a handheld type thing too. So
definitely rumors of PlayStation. I didn't see the Xbox ones.
Yeah, there's rumors of Xbox going around too. So I don't know. It seems like Nintendo won't be the only one in the console/handheld hybrid space.
Yeah, but they got Tears of the Kingdom,
anymore. They do got that.
I mean, come on now. They're the guys.
Let's get going on whatever the next Zelda is.
Or Pokemon. Anybody else got Pokemon?
Oh yeah, shit, man.
Animal Crossing, Mario Kart. None of these guys got that.
Ain't got that.
Ain't got
Xbox Crash Team Racing. They'll save you. I'm telling you.
Oh, whoa, let's go.
I'm telling you.
Where's that Xbox Smash like?
That's what I'm saying. You guys are pulling the trigger too early. All right. Then we can get into game sales. All right, Daniel. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, 60.58 million copies.
End my life. End my life.
It's
Are you kidding me?
Now, do we know, is this included the Wii U version? Or is this just you think it does? Okay.
It has to. There's no way.
It's just crazy. I just thought, I don't know what to say anymore. Congrats, Mario
Kart. Sony would murder a child to have a game that sells 60 million copies.
Multiple like a lot of children.
Genocide.
A lot of children. Yeah. like a whole country worth of children, Daniel. The Animal Crossing New Horizons, 44.79 million.
That really slowed. Like, it's great. I do want to say though, Animal Crossing definitely
did come to a halt, but it
came to a big halt.
I think it got to 35 in the first year type thing.
Yeah, but I know that they slowed their updates. I think it was 20 something, but then I think that next year they did that update and then it did more. But they have not done as many updates with it, so that probably really slowed it for
the consensus around that is a lot of people are very disappointed with the lack of updates Nintendo actually gave that game. From what I'm hearing is a lot of people thought they could really make that a live service type of thing and just
but Nintendo's not interested in that.
No, they're not. I mean, they've dipped their toes, right? Splatoon and stuff like that.
I mean, Mario Kart.
Yeah,
Well,
Mario
used
Kart. Yeah,
to-
exactly. Look at
yeah.
Mario Kart with all the DLC. I know they're not like super into all that type of stuff, but they could have. They could have got more money out of Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
Is probably the
Maybe
case.
they're looking at it for the next one to do that.
Yeah, maybe they don't care because it's 45 fucking million, right? It's just like, guys, this game cost us like $75 to make. All right, it's fine.
Fiverr. We paid a guy on Fiverr to make this game, and it's sold.
And we underpaid him. We paid him minimum wage that month.
We sold this game for $60.
Right. Fucking Nintendo. All right. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate 33.67 million.
Let's go, dude. Come on now.
Breath of the Wild 31.61 million.
Jesus, that's like more than the whole series.
Do you think
that.
Tears of the Kingdom? Well, here, let me tell you Tears of the Kingdom's number. Wow.
Right, 25.
No, Tears of the Kingdom is at 20.28 million.
Oh, it's only at 20. Okay.
Only at 20. It did stall out at the end of the year a little
Yeah.
bit. I think a lot of people were theorizing, did it outsell Call of Duty, or didn't even outsell Hogwarts? Did it become the highest selling game of the year?
That was close.
It did not, but it got very. I mean, dude, 20 million in what, 6 months,
Only
7
one
months,
platform.
whatever. Only one platform. I mean, dude, that's just incredible. Also, this game was
Unreal.
70, right?
Oh,
So-
true. Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
you're
was
right.
Nintendo's
they
only
made
$70
hand over
game.
fist money.
Hella money. I mean, that game must be doing incredible for them.
Yeah.
Although I had imagined that's their most expensive game they've ever made. Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh, come on.
Yeah,
Easily.
by far.
There's no way.
You got to think a lot of these other ones are a lot cheaper to make than those.
It's like they've even had multiple devs helping with it because they did in the first game, Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
had Monolith helping them, so like they guarantee you this was even more expensive to make.
for sure.
And people
for
are like,
sure.
"Oh, they reused the map and stuff." It's like I don't care if they reused that. You know what's in that game? Are you
Go
kidding
play
me?
that game and
Yeah.
go play like the cinematic parts of that game. No, that game's fucking expensive.
Yeah.
Like they put some fucking resources into that shit. Especially get that running on Switch. It still
Yeah.
blows my mind some of those parts
Unreal.
of that game that ran on Switch.
Doesn't break that console.
Yeah,
It's
and like ran
insane.
great too. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So yeah, Nintendo. I mean, they're fucking wizards over there. They really are.
Yeah, they have
Um,
really amazing software devs over there.
They really do, man. Nintendo's incredible. Okay, back in order then. We're at Super Mario Odyssey, 27.65 million. Great.
Let's go, baby.
Love to see
Let's
it.
go.
Give me that 3D Mario. I need
Where's
it.
a 3D? Yeah, give it to
I
me.
need it. I need it, man.
I need it now.
Pokemon Sword and Shield, 26.17 million.
Stop. There are better video games.
Speaking of better video games, Pokemon Scarlet / Violet, 24.36 million.
No, no.
They're right next to
those
each
were
other.
better.
Are those the two? They must not be the two highest selling Pokemons. They're probably in top 5
No,
at least.
Gen 1 has to be.
Yeah, that's
There's no
probably
way
at like
Gen
30
1's
something
not.
million. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Super Mario Party, 20.34 million.
Not even a good Mario Party, dude. The second one's
I mean, you want to
better.
talk about a cheap game to make? There you go.
Yeah, the
Right?
second one. Did you play either one?
No,
The-
I've barely touched Super Mario.
Yeah, the
Party
second
in
one's
my
much
life.
better, which I think is Superstars. I think is what that one's called. 'Cause
Okay.
This one's like new. I think Mario Party or something. It's okay. It's an okay Mario Party, but the second one's better, and the second one hasn't even sold as much. It's like, what are you guys doing here?
The second
Like,
one's
that
on.
game's-
That's a Switch game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're both
okay.
Switch games. Yeah.
Okay.
This one was like early in the Switch life. The other one just
Gotcha.
came out like 2021 or 2022.
Okay. And then the last one they have on, what is this? A top 8 or something? Top 10? I think this is their top 10. The last one in the top 10 is New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, 17.2 million.
Yeah, that's 2D Mario.
2D
Sells-
Mario. Well, speaking of 2D Mario, Super Mario Bros. Wonder sold 11.96 million units just
Nice.
through December
Few months.
31st.
Yeah.
Crazy. I mean,
That's
that probably
what,
already
3 months?
outsold Spider-Man.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah.
Spider-Man. I think is probably at like 7. If I were to take a,
You think it
educated
only
guess.
went? I don't know, because they updated it with 6 after 2 weeks. I think it might have even been a
Oh,
week.
I thought it was only 5.
No, yeah,
Oh, yeah, it might be around 8
Yeah,
then,
it was
maybe?
like 8, 9, something like that. I could see. So I mean,
Yeah,
hey,
I wonder. I
for
really
them.
wonder how Sony feels about that game because we seen how expensive that game was to make.
yeah, a lot of fucking money. I
Yeah.
don't know, because like the thing about the Spider-Man games is they sell a lot over time. Like
Yeah.
you'll see
Get that
Spider-Man
PC
2
release.
in the top 10, top 20 first counter numbers for the next 2 years, right? So
True.
yeah, in the PC release. Although Spider-Man doesn't do that well on PC, shockingly. When
Honestly,
the PC numbers
it
leak.
seem like Sony hasn't really done that well in general on PC.
No, and that's one thing I was saying with the Xbox stuff earlier is when games are not on the platform day one, you lose sales numbers. When they're not on that
And
platform
maybe
day
that's
one.
Sony's next move is to do day and date PC.
Day and date PC, yeah. I mean, you will get more sales out of that. I
Yeah.
guarantee it. How much I don't know, but you will get more sales day and date when it's in
The
that
PC
zeitgeist
audience
and
is
people are being
weird.
talked about. And you got commercials going on football games and NBA games and stuff like that. Like it makes a big difference.
Yeah. PC audience is weird and they like very particular games.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like maybe Sony games just aren't, what that audience exactly wants, that very cinematic third person stuff. But like day and date's gonna be better than it coming a year later.
Yeah, I'd be very curious to know like how significant that is. Like I would love to see like PlayStation should put one game out on day and date on PC, like one big game, and just
Yeah, I wonder what that would be. Is Helldivers that?
Yeah, I guess that is second
is
party
that
though.
day one?
It's like that is day one. Yeah, that is on PC right
Okay,
now.
maybe
So.
that's a good test bed. I mean, this game is not that
a
big
little bit of
though,
a test
but who
bed.
knows?
Yeah, I would like to see put their next like Wolverine on day and date, and let's just see
I mean, that'd
what
be
it does
sick.
or something like that.
Imagine the mods day one.
Oh God, you want to see Shrek clawing up some motherfuckers?
No, I was gonna say instead of his claws, it's dildos.
3 dildos, 6 dildos. Yeah. Wow, that'd be cool. You're a fucking pervert, bro. Okay, then we got the last one is Pikmin 4's 3.3 million
Yo,
units.
shout out to Pikmin.
Hell yeah,
That's a series I want to play very badly.
They're all probably the highest selling Pikmin game already. Story of the Switch, right?
I think 3 after they did that report or the not remaster, but whatever
the deluxe version or whatever.
Yeah, the deluxe. Yeah. I think that will end up being the highest selling one, but yeah, I think this has to be the best.
Yeah, good for them. I still want to check that game out at some point.
Yeah,
Nintendo ever put their shit on sale? No, I've never played one. But yeah, Nintendo ever put their shit on sale, I'd get it.
Yeah, me too. 1 and 2 are bundled, right?
And then yeah, something like that. Yeah, I've never played a Pikmin game, so at some point I'd like to check that out. Okay, let's keep going then with our news stories. Where we at? IGN workers are forming a union. Daniel, I didn't know what to write here, but good for you guys.
Yeah, I just thought it was interesting. Well, I guess we'll see how that works out because IGN's been kind of tortured with their their workers for a while. Yeah, I don't know. IGN's in kind of a weird place. They're kind of that whole stuff with Suicide Squad. I don't know. Their website's in a weird way right now. It feels like they're kind of in a low point for them. Hopefully, I don't know. Maybe the union stuff could be better for them. I don't know. But
yeah,
I thought it was interesting.
I found this surprising. Is on Kind of Funny Games Daily, they had Rebecca Valentine on, who's one of the journalists there, and she was talking about this, and she said IGN's in a better spot than it's ever been right now. So I was like,
maybe they're making money.
Are they?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't.
I feel like in terms of sentiment, IGN is at one of its lowest points.
That's exactly how I feel too. So I don't know. Maybe she has numbers backing that up, and maybe she's actually right there. And I mean, good for them if they are, of course. But yeah, I don't. Maybe it's just me and you type of thing where it's just that it feels like I look at IGN less than I ever have.
Yeah, for sure.
Continuing on then, Tencent is working on a mobile version of Elden Ring. After acquiring the license rights to the game in 2022, they apparently now want to make a free-to-play version with in-app purchases like their hit game Genshin Impact. Daniel?
And
Elden Ring, mobile.
My life.
Well, you don't want to play this on your phone? A little touchscreen action going on?
Well, you want to try to fight millennia on your
How fun would that
iPhone?
be? Trying to roll
doing
away
this,
and
like
shit.
trying to fight millennia.
Great. You put in motion controls with it, fucking, that'd be cool.
So you actually have to roll.
Right. You gotta roll your phone to do it, Daniel. That'd be fun. That'd be fun.
Who wants this? Who wants to play a From Software game on your phone?
The only benefit I could possibly see to this is that someone downloads it and is like, "Oh, this game's kind of cool. Why am I playing this on a shitty phone?" And then goes out and buys a console and plays it. It's
crazy.
That's the only benefit I could possibly see to this. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see this controlling very well. I don't see how that'd be fun, but I don't see how mobile games are fun in general. So I don't really. Yeah, I don't know. You freaks.
Have you played Angry Birds or Plants vs Zombies?
Candy Crush?
No.
Temple Run? I used to like Temple Run quite a bit, actually.
Right. Fruit Ninja's good. Fruit Ninja's a good one because they're actually using the swipe, and that's a good use for it.
Yeah. I liked Fruit Ninja on the Kinect. That was fun.
That seems fun. Yeah,
that was fun. Yeah,
seems like that
was the thing. You actually, that type of shit is great. Bring back the Kinect Xbox. That'll save you. That would have done it, man. You know.
Maybe should have bundled the Series X with one.
Yeah. What the fuck, guys? Where's Milo? You know.
Where is he?
Where's
What
Milo?
prison do you have, Milo?
Free Milo. Now's the time, Phil. Free Milo. All right, our last news story. Disney is investing $1.5 billion for stake in Epic Games. The two will develop a new social universe that somehow is connected to Fortnite and lets you, quote, play, watch, shop, and engage with their favorite characters and stories. Daniel, this is just a lovely news week for you, man.
I don't know how to feel about this in any way.
This is just great.
Were you thinking
Elden
about
Ring
me all
going
week?
mobile. Oh yeah, Fortnite going to the forefront here of games.
This is how I
don't
feel right
know.
now.
This is just so great. This is just so great. Daniel, Xbox is dead. Elden Ring's coming to mobile, and Fortnite's about to take over your entire life. How do you feel?
Like I want to die.
I just want to
know.
can I go walk around a virtual universe and go hang out with Mrs. Incredible or something? You know, can I go do that?
Me, Ray Skywalker,
Hell yeah.
Mrs. Incredible,
Oh, yeah.
and Moana are gonna
Ooh.
hang and just chill.
Just
you know,
chill.
Play
We're
some
just gonna
games,
chill.
Go play some Fortnite.
Oh yeah, play some games. Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, we'll go jump into Fortnite. Yeah, that'll be
Do you
great.
remember the second Wreck-It Ralph movie where it's all the
all the princesses,
the
there
Disney
and shit?
princesses, but they're all normal clothes, and
Yeah.
you got Mulan with like a nice jacket and some Jordans on. I'm gonna go hang out with them. We're gonna just go chill and play some video games.
I'm just gonna go chill. Yeah. Dude, just take me to
That's
this
the
world
metaverse,
where
baby.
we all just live. It's just the Matrix, you know. We all just live in virtual reality. We all got our Apple Pro headsets on.
We're just laying in a bed.
Yeah, we're just all laying in a bed, shove a test tube down my fucking throat to inject me with food or whatever the fuck. I don't know. There's something up my ass so I can shit. And, I just never move again, and we're just all chilling in this virtual universe, and I'm just hanging out with
Ideal.
every Disney character ever, which will soon be every fictional character ever, because Disney's just gonna buy them all, you know?
Well, that's who should buy Xbox and
Yeah.
PlayStation and
100%.
Nintendo, of course.
Let our Disney overlords just rule us, you know? That's the world
It's
I want to live
gonna
in.
happen.
That's the world I want to live in, you know?
Yeah, bring Walt Disney back.
I mean, he'll be there. Virtual reality, anything's possible.
He'll be there.
He'll be there. We'll revive his brain somehow, dig that up, you know? And,
Wasn't he the final boss of Liza P?
That was so funny how people believe that.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, anything you actually got to say on this? I don't know. what the
No,
fuck
I don't really.
They're doing.
I think this is all just speculation. We'll have to see what this actually means in the future. Does this mean Epic is going to have to deal? Are they going to be publishing their games? Because they're still going to be working with other devs, I assume, right?
Yeah,
Working with
100%.
Respawn and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's so does that mean it's going to be Respawn developing, and then instead of Disney publishing, it's going to be Epic publishing?
Oh, I didn't think of that. I don't think so. You know? Because Respawn, right? It's published by EA, you know?
Yeah, but I mean,
maybe you see an Epic logo pop up or something. Yeah. I don't know. Because it's in stake, right? So it's does that mean they own a percentage of the company?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So how big is that percentage? I guess would be
it's a good question. Because
right?
I think Tencent also owns one, and I think Sony has a percentage.
Yeah, Sony owns a lot. Tencent owns a fuck ton, actually.
Yeah, I think they have the most.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't think it's full control or whatever. So
yeah. So I'm just wondering, are they going to
still imagine it's all business as usual, and Disney just wants to team up with them because Fortnite's the biggest thing in the world, right?
Does that mean that Unreal's going to be where all your Disney games are they going to just use Unreal?
Again, I think if someone wanted to use their proprietary engine, they'd let them. I mean, I don't know. It's not I don't think Blade's gonna be an Unreal. I think they even said it's gonna be in that Dishonored engine.
Right? Oh, that's true. That's true. But then I think Respawn uses Unreal, right?
Respawn does use Unreal, yeah, for the Jedi games. So yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. So I don't know. Yeah, we'll have to see what actually comes for this. It looks like they're just building some metaverse thing with Disney characters. You'll be able to play Fortnite in it. I don't fucking know. Who cares? Daniel, that's it for the news stories of the week. We will now move on to what we've been playing. Daniel.
Infinite Wealth,
Infinite
baby.
Wealth. Let's go. That's all
Have
we've
you
been
played
playing.
anything else? I should
No,
say first.
no, I have
Okay,
not.
just Infinite
No,
Wealth.
I
Okay,
have
cool.
not. Just
I
Infinite Wealth.
think I'm about 9 hours in.
I know. Okay, I'm
That
about
tells you kind of where I am.
25 hours in.
Okay.
I think right
Okay.
around
I
there.
think I'm on chapter 3,
Yeah, I'm in
but I'm just doing
chapter
some side
6 right
stuff.
now.
Chapter 6.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this game's so good. So good. I only have like 3 party members right now, so I don't have like a full squad quite yet. I'm not sure when you get that 4th party member. I would hope soon because like I'm going to get that full team.
I think it's either end of chapter 3 or chapter 4.
Okay.
So you get it
Yeah,
pretty soon.
yeah, I got Tomizawa and Kiryu right now.
Cool.
That's kind of my party. But yeah, the combat's very fun. Having a great time with Kiryu. Love using his stances. My only thing is like I wish it was a little like I wish I can like pause the game a bit and then be able to like adjust things because like the characters are still moving, you know?
Mm.
So it's like
Oh,
the enemies will
like
be
the
moving
NPCs.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm
Oh,
like,
okay. Okay.
oh, I wanted to line you up and like get a different stance or whatever or do
Yeah.
whatever, but now you're moved out of the way of what I wanted to do, and
Yeah, I think that's kind of why they want you like active, like
yeah,
if you
that's
see a
true.
good lineup, move right then, type of thing, and then you got to like make that decision really quick.
Yeah, especially it's a little different with Kiryu because you have to like, I'm changing my stance. I want to grapple that guy real quick.
Yeah.
Or whatever you want to like use rush when somebody's down and then try to get a quick hit and kill someone and then second attack
Yeah,
and
what do
stuff.
they all do exactly? I think I explained it badly last week. I don't pay attention to tutorials super hard
You were right
sometimes.
about the colors. I think the
Yeah.
colors are different in the other game
Okay.
because yeah, rush in this game is blue.
Okay. And what is
Or I'm
Rush
sorry, no,
supposed to
I'm sorry.
do?
Rush is red when
Okay.
Brawler was red. Rush is red, but Rush is the one where you get a second attack. So
Yeah.
you really want to hit people that are like low health because you get 2 attacks. And
Gotcha.
then Brawler, the blue one, is like his normal stance, but it's
Uh-huh.
like it's pretty high damage and then stuff like that. His Beast stance is the grapple one, so he
Yeah.
only grapples. So that's good for like I think you can when you actually spin them around too, so you can hit a couple other people. But it's
Yeah.
good for breaking guards.
Right.
So that's what if you see somebody guarding, you don't want to attack with anyone else. You want Kiryu to get in there,
Okay.
grab them, and then he'll like slam and break their guard.
Yeah, I have
Um,
been using them right then because I didn't know if they like did something else because I just know the red one attack twice, the yellow one break guard, and I was just kind of
yeah.
considering the blue one like a normal attack.
It is. I think it
So
deals technically like the most damage. I don't know if it's more than the beast
a lot of
stance,
times with
but
Kiryu, I'll just one hit motherfuckers with
oh yeah,
that,
dude, I love Kiryu so much. That's my man. You got to do it when they're on the ground too, because when he hits them on the ground, oh, he does so much
That
damage.
stomp.
His stomp.
Just like,
Imagine Kiryu stomping your
oh,
face. Like,
you die. You
you're
die.
dead. You're dead. Yeah, I just did I'm doing a bunch of sub stories right now. Like I kind of got to like a point in chapter 3 where it kind of opens up a little bit, and I have like 6 sub stories I could do. And then
Cool.
I'm trying to go to those little pink icon ones as well to kind of
Yeah.
up my what's that the bond status.
Yeah, with the
So I'm like
talking, yeah.
I'm running around doing that right now. I just did I got the Segway.
Cool. Love
I
the
forget what's the
segue.
name of the Segway.
I
It
can't
has like a
remember
name.
either. Yeah, it does have some special name.
I got the Segway.
Segway is nice though, because like I don't really use the taxis in this game. I kind of just walk everywhere.
Or
It depends
you
if
want to
it's like
fight, you want to level up.
if where I'm going. Yeah, exactly. You kind of need to level up. Is what
Mhm.
I've noticed. Because there's points where I'll get like on par with the enemies that are around me
Right.
or within the main missions, and I'm like, oh, okay, I gotta level up a little bit here.
Did you end up getting the bonus edition where you got like a few level ups?
I don't know because I just bought the base version.
Okay, yeah. I got like the middle one, and that gave you like 5 level ups.
Oh, okay,
So like
gotcha.
my
That's nice.
my Kasuga is like 15 or 16 right now.
Oh,
So I'm
nice.
not sure where you
Oh, you're
are.
pretty
I
high.
think my Kiryu is like 12 and Tomizawa is like 11 or 12 as well.
Oh, okay. When you get the party members, they're way below or
Yeah.
Kazuga is then. Yeah,
But
that's
I
funny.
also upped my Kasuga's level
Yeah,
with
because
those things.
when I got to Hawaii, I think I spent so long in the first place that by the time I got there, everyone on my team was just like way below Kazuga. I was like, oh no.
So yeah, I did that one. Then I did the sub story of her name was what? Miss Match. She's like
Oh
this
yeah, she's
like
sitting in that cafe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
first you see her outside, then she takes you to the cafe, and then you do the app, like the dating app, and
Yeah,
then
yeah, yeah.
you go on the date or like try to talk to someone on the app. That was really funny. So now I have that app. I haven't really used it again yet because I just kind of got it. I think the last sub story I did yesterday, I only played like an hour yesterday. I did I forget the full name of it, but it's Tony's Lemonade Stand.
Oh
That
yeah, with
that one,
the little boy.
the
Yeah,
little boy.
yeah,
Is it? I guess is that a reoccurring one? Do you keep
yeah.
going
You can go
back to
back.
him?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can go back.
Okay.
I've done like 2 of his, so I don't know if
Does it
there's a
pop
third
up
one.
an icon again?
Yeah, I think but it pops up blue instead of white. You know how that it's
Oh,
like white when you can go
yeah.
and do that side quest. Yeah, it pops up blue, and I think that's like ongoing side quest.
So there's probably multiple of those that you
Yeah, there's a few
revisit.
of those. Yeah,
Okay.
and some of them won't unlock until after you do something in the main story. You
Yeah,
know,
it's
like
probably
the next
story
step of
specific.
it. Yeah.
That makes sense. So yeah, I did his first one. What a sad story, man. This little like Tony, this little boy. How does this little white boy speak perfect Japanese? You know what I mean?
Smart fucking kid, you know.
Yeah,
In
yeah, he is.
Hawaii too, you know.
He's
Like,
in
is there
Hawaii.
just this big a Japanese culture in Hawaii? Like, what's going
I
on?
know it's closer to. I know Hawaii is close to Japan, but like, is there really this many people speaking Japanese in Hawaii?
Yeah,
Because I don't
I
think
doubt it.
so.
I doubt it. How does
It's
that work when like there was a scene in particular where he was supposed to be speaking Japanese and he was talking to someone else in English? How did that work when you were in Japanese?
what scene?
There was a scene where it like was blatantly pointed out that the person Kazuga is talking to is speaking English and he's speaking
Is it the
Japanese.
cop?
I can't remember. It was earlier in the
Because
game.
right at the beginning of chapter 3,
Yeah, it might have been
I think you're like in the you're talking to that cop,
yeah.
but like it seems like he's speaking Japanese, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember. There's just maybe it was a subquest or something. I don't know. Let me know if you see it because there was a point I was like, huh, how does that work when you're in Japanese? But maybe it just worked the same as English.
Everyone's just speaking Japanese for me.
Everyone.
There's a few people that are doing American, like Tomizawa spoke English,
Yeah,
for a little bit there, and like yeah, like there's a few English stuff. You get like the random people you're fighting, they'll say stuff in English, and then it's like, all right, well, whatever. Then I'm gonna beat you up anyways. It doesn't matter what you speak. But yeah, most of the time people are just speaking Japanese.
do you, so you don't have you met Danny Trejo's character?
No, I don't know what that
I
is.
guess you won't hear him because
Is that a sub story?
no, he's like a main guy
Okay.
in the main story. Yeah, kind of. I guess he's kind of the villain. There's like multiple villains that we set up, but
Okay.
yeah, it seems like he's kind of. I don't know if he's like the main villain, but he's one of them for sure.
Is it his likeness and his voice, or is it just his likeness?
No, it's his voice. I don't know if it's his likeness. It kind of looks like Danny Trejo, I guess. He did say machete at one point, and he said it like machete. You know,
Yeah.
he fights with that too.
Cool.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool.
Okay, I can't wait to meet him. Yeah, he's probably just gonna be speaking Japanese, I assume, unless like he is supposed to be, American,
Yeah,
and then they want him to speak English and stuff like that. Like
yeah, yeah,
unless
yeah,
that's the case, I'm not sure how that's going to be in Japanese because like
yeah.
they always use subtitles. So like, yeah, I wonder because this game is going to be big in Japan, so I wonder like how that works with like,
Yeah, I
yeah,
wonder what they did exactly there. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm having a great time with this game this far though. It's
so
taking a
good.
little
I mean, you're
while
25 hours in it. Yeah,
to get going. You know, like I'm still seeing tutorials for different things,
yeah,
and it's just like, all right, guys, like let's kind of go here. You know, sometimes it's like,
yeah.
I've been doing a lot of main stories the last couple of nights because I'm just like, all right, let's kind of speed this up because I feel like we're still just like laying the groundwork for what the main story would be. And I was
Mhm.
like, thus far, I liked Like a Dragon, the original story, more than I like this one. But we'll see.
It's a very
It's got
personal story in Seven.
yeah, for sure. And I just felt like I don't know, it was really deep with stuff with his I forget the guy's name, his dad or his fake dad. I don't know the
Arakawa.
guy. Yeah, like a lot of that stuff was like really
Wow,
emotional and
fake
deep, and
dad.
I feel like or yeah, real dad by the end of it. I
Mhm.
don't know. It's speculated, right? But yeah, having a great time thus far. Did not like the Animal Crossing Island. I got there and yeah, I don't know, man. It's just I wish it was more connected to the main game. Like I kind of wish everything bled into each other a lot more. You know what I mean? Like it is
Mm.
very much its own separate thing. Like everything you're doing, everything you're collecting, all the characters and stuff like that you meet are all on that island. Nothing carries over. Not
Okay.
even it even has different currency. You know, it's like you
Mm.
can't even spend your actual money that you earn in the main game on the island. So it's all like its
Is
own
there like a
thing.
conversion you can do?
No, there's nothing. It's literally nothing. Everything you
Huh.
earn is on the island. Everything you earn to go towards the island is on the island. You
Because I
know,
thought that'd be a way for like passive income.
that's what I thought too. You know, and that's what I kind of wanted is like you don't even like level up on that island. There's like its own different leveling system. Like it almost feels like they could have taken that island and sold it as
Made a
its own
different
separate
game.
game. Yeah, like it kind of does feel like that. And I don't know because like going into it, I was more sort of thinking like you remember that Assassin's Creed 3 Homestead. It's most,
Yeah, I didn't do it much, but yeah.
I love that thing. That's like one of my favorite video game things, is because that was like so fun and like everything you did, all the side quests, all the different characters you meet, everything you collected, kind of bled into that, and you were kind of able to build up this whole base there just through everything else that you were doing. And I kind of wanted more of that. This really is just like its own separate game, and it's just Animal Crossing. So it's funny, you know, it's wacky. The story's wacky. There's some wacky cutscenes, wacky characters, and stuff like that, of course, and that stuff's really fun. But yeah, it even has different combat. Like you're fighting people, it's in sort not even really beat them up. You're just kind of hitting them with a bat and just kind of tapping square over and over again. It's fun, but yeah, I don't think it's necessarily something I'm gonna get into too much. And maybe that is just me subconsciously not wanting to like it because I'll
Yeah.
drop like 50 hours into that and not play the main game. But yeah, I don't know. By the time I got there, you don't get there for a while. You know, like I just wrapped up that island thing and I'm 25 hours in, you know, like
Okay.
the tutorial for the island and I'm 25 hours in. So it's like a long fucking time to get there. And by the time I actually got there and learned it all, I was just kind of like, I don't really need this. Like the base game is so big. There's so much to do over there. You guys even have the whole Pokemon sub story thing, which kind of feels like a
I was
great
gonna ask, are you still doing? Are you gonna do the Sujimon stuff?
Yeah, I'll do majority of that. Like, so they lay out the base groundwork of that there's like 4 gyms you can beat through
Hmm.
that. So I'll probably do the 4 gyms, you know, because I'm having enough fun with that type of stuff, and that does
Yeah.
bleed into the actual stuff that you're doing.
Can I say something? I guess it's a slight spoiler with that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, because Sloan's been playing a lot too, so he told me there's a job you get for doing that. It's like a Suji Master or
Oh,
Suji Mancer or
really?
something.
That's
Yeah, there's a
cool.
job. So I'm gonna do that just because I want that job.
Yeah, yeah. I don't switch my job that much or at all, really. I kind of
Well,
just keep it on
Sloan was
that
saying
base hero.
there's like a you have to wait before you can even do that anyways.
Yeah, I think I can switch my job at least for Kazuga. I could have to
Yeah, he's because I can't even do that right now. Like I can't
yeah,
even try the freelancer right now.
yeah.
So like I'm not sure when that unlocks.
That's
To,
what
like,
I'm
be able
saying.
to
It takes
switch.
it takes a while. You know, I feel like I'm just like really getting going with the game and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I mean I'm 9 hours in,
yeah.
and like I
It's like I mean, you probably
barely
you
done
got
anything.
another 10 to go with tutorial and stuff
Yeah.
at least. So yeah, man, it's a big game. It's a giant game. So you know, I'm
Hmm.
not like discrediting it for that or anything. But yeah, having a great time this far, man.
I guess for you, I have. How do you like Hawaii so far compared to like Yokohama in 7?
Oh, I love it. It's such a great setting for the game. I think you know, such a good idea to go to Hawaii with it. You know, everything feels a bit more spacious now than it did when you were back in
Mm,
Oklahoma. You know, because all the buildings are kind of like right on top of you and stuff when you're there. It's like this
yeah.
place very spread out, buildings everywhere, a lot of really tall skyscrapers and stuff like that too. And yeah, you gotta love the sunset too. You know, it looks really good
Mm,
in that
hmm.
HDR and stuff looks good. I'm sure that TV is fucking killing it with that. Yeah, love it, love the idea. I hope they go somewhere different for all of them now. Honestly,
Yeah, it's such a yeah. It's weird because this seems really fun and cool, but it's like it's such a Japanese focused game, and like it's such a game about Japan,
yeah.
right? So like I wonder how much they're going to try to do other
Yeah, does it
places.
feel weird for you now being out of Japan, considering you've played all of them? You know, you played what 8 games set in Japan.
Yeah, 8 game, no, 8 games, and then the 2 judgment games.
Yeah, so yeah,
So technically
10.
10 games.
Yeah,
No, and then if you want to say Ishin, so technically 11 games.
11 games. Huh?
Um, yeah, it doesn't feel weird yet, and that's because how many people still just speak Japanese.
Sure.
Like I think even though I'm playing in Japanese, I wish that there was more American people speaking English. It just feels like there are American people speaking Japanese.
You meet
You know
like
what I mean?
so many Japanese characters where I'm just like, why is
Yeah.
everyone Japanese?
Yeah, I wish there was more fish out of water feel to it. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? Like
sure.
I wish he was like more lost because he's in America. You know.
Yeah,
But yeah, right now it doesn't feel odd just for how Japanese the game still is.
yeah. Cool. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where else I'd like to see them go if we are going like worldwide now. I guess
We have to
anywhere.
see the end of the game
Yeah,
first,
see
I
the end of
think.
the game. Yeah, before
Yeah.
we start speculating on that too much. Anywhere with like a big Japanese culture, I think would work, right? Like Hawaii is kind of known for the Japanese culture. I know me and you were just
Yeah, it's
saying,
pretty close, yeah.
but yeah, it is somewhat known for that. I don't know where else. San Francisco has a pretty big Japanese culture.
That's true.
That'd be
Yeah.
cool. Something like that.
I mean,
Brazil.
they could
You
do
know.
somewhere in the Pacific, like maybe hop to the Philippines or hop to,
Yeah.
Singapore,
Yeah.
something like that, like who knows?
I know
Who knows what
Brazil has a big Japanese culture as well. That'd
hmm,
be cool. Something like that. I don't know.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know if they want a world bounce or kind of go back to Japan. I'm not sure.
Yeah, yeah. I'd imagine. I don't know. Maybe Kiryu gets another game after this, and then you go back. Maybe keep Kiryu in
I
Japan.
they okay. I love Kiryu. That is my boy. I like it feels like 7 should have kind of like they were on the way of just letting Kiryu go in a
Mhm.
good way. I hope that that's what this game is. Like, I don't like. Obviously, I have no spoilers, so I have no idea what happens in the end of the game. They've tried to kill Kiryu so many times, so I think it would be such a cop out. Like, I'm going to emphasize this: a cop out. If whatever I think I got it spoiled that he has like cancer or something. Whatever. I don't know. I haven't
That
even
gets
gotten it yet.
revealed for you pretty soon.
Okay.
Yeah,
I hope that they don't just like, oh, he has cancer, he's dead.
he didn't have cancer in the Man Who Erased His Name.
No.
Really? Okay, interesting.
But or at least they don't say it. But I if they kill him, what a cop out. They need to just let him have a sunset, let him ride off Indiana Jones like on the horse in the sunset, right? That's what needs to happen, and let's kind of move forward. Kiryu, like he was in 7, have like a cameo, and that's it, right?
Sure.
Do that. He doesn't need to be the main character. But it feels like Ryu ga Gotoku just they have such an attachment to Kiryu because he's been around for every game, you know. So I don't know. I hoped that as much as I like seeing him and having the duel thing with him and Kasuga, like I
Yeah.
kind of wish that it was just Kasuga, even though it still kind of feels like Kasuga because you're not really playing Kiryu, you're still just playing Kasuga.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I kind of wish they'll move away from Kiryu in 9.
Yeah, I think their dynamic's very fun, so it was kind of worth it for that. But yeah, I think
Yeah,
if you were gonna kill him, you should have done it in The Man Who Erased His Name. Like, give him his own game.
no, I mean they should have done it in 6
Yeah.
because he fakes his death. They should have just let him die, right, or
Just
something.
actually kill him there.
But
Yeah.
then in 5, he gets stabbed and he's like gutted on the streets, and then you don't know what was going to happen to him, right? And like it's just like he gets shot and killed, like stabbed all the time, every game. 2, you think he almost dies. Like it's just like they've done it so many times. Like how many times are you going to do that if like he does die in this game? Again, I don't know.
Comes a boy who cried wolf type of thing, where it's like,
Yeah,
okay, is
it's
he
like we
really
can't just
dead?
keep like,
Yeah.
oh, is he dead? Is he not? You can't like
Right. Can't keep bringing
just
them
let him
back.
not die, or you should have killed him already.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I could see that being a bit annoying.
A
I
little.
really still want Namba and Adadachi some back.
Or
I need,
Psycho. Like,
yeah.
where's the squad?
Where are we
Or where's
going?
my boy Zhao? I
Yeah.
want my boy Zhao. Come on, dude. I
Tao-
love Zhao so much.
Towson has won me over. I like him, but I still don't like him as much as Namba or Adadachi. I'm like,
So far, no, because like I don't know him that well.
yeah.
He's not a bro yet.
No, exactly. It's like, well, he has some great character moments coming up
Sure.
for you, so you'll see those, and those kind of won me over, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll fuck with you now, but I'm still just like, give me Namba back,
Mhm.
I want Namba back. That's my only complaint with it thus far. So yeah,
Yeah.
can keep playing it. They're probably gonna start chipping away at the main story more and more here as I keep going. Done a lot of sub
Yeah, you do a
sub
bunch of
stories.
sub-stories.
Yeah, I've done a shit ton already. I mean, I popped the trophy for 20 of them, so I've done quite
Wow,
a
yeah,
bit.
you have been doing a bunch of them. Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently Sims has done more. So
Is he keeps talking about this game, but I don't know where he is in the is he just like no
he
life in
texted
this
me
game
maybe
right
like last weekend, and I asked him how many he's done of the sub stories. He has more sub stories done than me, and he's on like chapter 4.
Whoa.
Yeah,
He is all in on this game.
He was like way higher level than I was too at the time. I forget what he was exactly. Like I was like 2 chapters ahead of him. He was like done with a shit ton of sub stories and a higher level than me.
Let's
So,
go, dude. We're getting everyone's getting into this.
yeah, we gotta
series,
get
and I
Sims on
love
to
it.
come and talk about this. Sims has
Yeah.
gotta be on one of these episodes.
I know he's
before we
listening.
wrap
He's
this
got to
up.
come talk.
Yeah, Sims, you gotta come on one of these at least for when we're talking about.
I
The
mean,
game.
Is that I know this is very far thinking, and we haven't even played Rebirth yet. Is this like potentially like game of the year for us?
I mean, I think it's definitely
You know
potentially.
what I mean?
I think it's definitely potentially. Like, yeah,
Okay.
I think. I mean, there's a lot of games that go this year still, so we'll see. But yeah, I think it definitely has
So
the
I think
potential.
it might be this in Rebirth. I'm gonna guess.
You think? I don't know. That
Yeah.
Switch 2 comes out, changes everything. I'm stoked for Indiana Jones too. Hellblade
Yeah, yeah,
look
yeah.
great. So yeah, I don't know. We shall see. We
Maybe
shall see.
PlayStation will put a game out. I don't know.
Concord?
Oh,
They have
yo,
foam stars? What are you talking about?
the game of
What are
the
you
year,
talking about?
Foam
We're already
Star.
done. How are we not playing foam stars right now?
What are we doing with our
That's
lives?
my question. I know you got downloaded. All right. I think that will do it for what we've been talking about. I guess that's gonna wrap up the show.
Yeah, busy week.
Busy week.
Oof. Can't wait to talk more about Xbox's death next week.
Oh my god, Phil. What is Phil gonna do here? Is he just gonna be wearing like a fucking, black everything, like it's a funeral? Just tell us like,
No, he's gonna
hey
walk
guys.
out with already a noose on his neck.
Right, yeah. Be sitting there like, hey guys, shit's happened. Sorry.
Mhm.
That's all we're doing here.
He's gonna get on the stage
Uh
and like sit crisscross applesauce with a mic and just
yeah,
like a youth pastor,
yeah,
gonna
sure,
talk to the kids.
sure, yeah. Trying to come down to our level, be cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey guys.
So we're dead.
So how about that Taylor Swift? She's cool, huh?
Yeah.
Anyways, Xbox dead.
Yeah, I just hope that I would. So if I'm being serious, they need to come out and be clear. This is what's happening. There's no muddied water, nothing. Be very clear and don't leave any questions on the table.
I don't think that's
And I
gonna
don't know
happen.
how clear they're going to be.
Yeah, I don't know how clear they're gonna be. I think they're gonna say we're going multi-platform for certain games after a certain amount of period of time, but it could lead to more than that. But I don't think we'll say it could lead to more than that.
Okay.
So I
Yeah,
don't know.
I that's just what my hope is, that it's very clear what's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't know. Shadow Drop Master Chief Collection on PlayStation. Phil, just do it. Let's go. That's all I want. All right, that'll do it for the Nerd Gods Podcast, episode 209. Thank you all so much for watching. Please remember to subscribe to us over at youtube.com/nerdgods. You can also find us available on all audio platforms. Daniel, anything else you would like to say?
I can't do the whole song. Rest in peace, Xbox.
Rest in peace. Play the
You'll
bagpipes.
be missed or not. I don't depending on
hardly
how
knew you.
people feel. Yeah, Xbox hardly newer.
I'm cutting that out of the show. All right, bye
Everybody.
everybody.